Hey guys, it's Helen Hartsmith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. I hope you're having a good day. I know that I am. I'm coming to you with a video for a product that I found recently that I thought that I would share because I totally geeked out on it when I saw them. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys need to know about this. And I also thought that at the same time, I would share with you a few stores that I like to go to in Michigan. As you know, I live in Michigan. If you're new to the channel, ooh, sorry, I'm trying to make some adjustments as I'm talking to the camera. You know how it is. Anyhow, I live in Michigan. And so I've discovered with a girlfriend of mine, we've discovered a triad of stores that I thought that I would share at the same time. So let's get started, and let's start with the product. So I've talked about recently how I'm interested in getting into crystal grids and working more with stones in for that type of work. And so, you know, I've been starting to look for before I would buy stones like one at a time or something like that, but I'm actually finding myself buying stones like in fours, like small stones in fours, at least groups of fours, so that I can use them for crystal grid work and things like that. And so it's been kind of fun creating a stockpile so that you have stones to use for crystal grid work, and kind of getting into it and getting my feet wet. So while we were at a store, wait a minute, before I feel a little discombobulated, sorry. It's kind of muggy, but it's good muggy, I'll take it. Anyhow, I have a grid that I put onto my main altar because that's where I want to have a lot of grids, but that, you know, like a main grid type thing. But I also wanted some additional grids to kind of use in other places. So what I have on my main altar is one of the really nice black velvet mats that has the seed of life that's embroidered in white on the velvet. And so it's all very nicely done. I think I picked that up at Coyote Wisdom, I want to say, and it was right around $20 or something like that. So it was a really good price. And so that's what I have on my main altar. But I've been seeing some wooden ones that I really, really like, but they can be pricey because, you know, a smaller woodcut, if you haven't seen them, they're kind of like, they're almost like a laser cut or a die cut or something along those lines, or burned. And they can be anywhere from $25 and up, and it's a lot smaller sized grid than what I have. And so I just haven't wanted to kind of commit to that much money, especially because I already have a really nice one on my main altar. So I've been playing around with things, and of course you can print any kind of sacred geometry like the Flower of Life onto a piece of paper, and you can totally use that for grid work. So yeah, I mean, and there's lots of videos out there on grid work, so I won't get into, especially because I'm kind of a novice yet, I won't get into how to crystal grid yet because I don't feel like I know enough to share that yet. But I know that like Nicholas Pearson, he is an author and a friend of mine on Facebook and Instagram, and I know that he's got a lot of experience talking with crystals and stuff like that. So you might want to check out him if you want to know more about crystal grid work. You also might want to check out books by Judy Hall, because the one book that I have on crystal grid work is by her. So anyhow, we went into this store called Even Stars Chalice, and we were chatting with the owner and kind of getting to know her a little bit and things like that. And she had just gotten back from a trade show, and she was telling us about some of the new products that she'd gotten in. And so this is one of the things that she showed us, and I like died inside of happiness. So here's what we found. Now you probably can't really see that because here, let's switch. Ah, that's much better for focusing in on stuff. So these are crystal grids, different sizes and different shapes, obviously. And so these are actually made out of felt. So if I turn this sideways, you can kind of see the thickness here. This is probably, for all of you millimeter fans out there, it's probably a 2 to 3 millimeter thickness piece of felt. Both of these are. And obviously, so this is the flower of life, if you're not familiar with that particular shape. And this one is cut out all the way through. And then this one is called the seed of life. And so this one, it's almost like embossed or kind of like branded, I would say. I'm not sure what the proper term is, onto. So this doesn't go all the way through. It just goes through enough to kind of show you the shape. And so I picked these, or I saw these and I was like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. She also had sets. So these come in like different colors, and she also had sets, I think it was of the seed of life, that the mats were in the colors for the chakras. So it was sold as a chakra set, and I thought that was amazing. What a great idea. Because it was about this size. So it was, you know, you might be able to, you know, maybe put it on a body or, you know, whatever. But I thought these were really great, and the price points were insane, you guys. I only paid like $9 for this larger one, and I paid $5 for this one. Amazing prices. And so I was like, well, I can totally try these and work with them. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I actually did work with this one recently on a grid for the roomie when she took her big test that she passed, by the way. So I feel like hopefully the grid helped her, and I sent her on her way with some stones and some oil work. And so we worked like some major magic for her to do that test, and she totally passed. So congratulations, roomie. She now has letters at the end of her name. So anyhow, I actually bought this one to go to work because I thought that this was a great size to actually be on a desk. And so this is probably about a 6x6 square, I'm guessing, without actually having measured it. And so then this one is probably like another, you know, couple of inches. So it might be 8 inches in diameter. I really, really like these. I like because they're fabric. They're going to be a little more forgiving. They're a little more bendable than a wooden one. I still kind of want a wooden one, but now the desire to have one isn't as big as what I originally had before seeing these. So I just thought you guys would be interested in something like this. I actually did some searching. So if you live in the Ypsilanti area, you could go to Even Stars Chalice and you could purchase one there. But I also did some looking on online to see, you know, where you could order them online. And I did come across an Etsy shop that is selling. I don't know if it's the same source where they're buying theirs to sell at the store, but they sure looked the same. So I'll go ahead and put a link in the box below, so you can check that out if you're interested. The price point on those seemed to be a little higher than what I paid for these, but I mean, who knows, you might even be able to like check out your local New Age or crystal store and find them there as well. I just thought they were really neat, and I thought I would share them with you. So that kind of leads me to talking about the stores, the 3 stores that I mentioned earlier. So in Ypsilanti, Michigan, Ypsilanti is it's the home of Eastern Michigan University, where I did a little bit of training earlier on in my work career. It's also a really dynamic community. It's in the southern part of Michigan, so it's near Ann Arbor, so it's like in that area, I guess. Yes, Michigander. I show you where I live on my hand. Ooh, it's muggy, so sorry about the coughing, guys. Anyhow, we discovered this little triad of stores because there's actually a business that's called Twisted Things, and it is a store that was opened by 2 different businesses. Twisted Willow, who makes natural products like soaps and lotions and things like that, and another business called Poking Dead Things, and they make jewelry and different things like that they're using like animal bones and things like that. So really, some really interesting stuff. So they kind of went together to do a storefront, and so they've got this store, and so that's how we became aware of the area, because I've known those two businesses from different things like Convocation, the vendor room there, and the Gypsy Goddess Festival. They've both been there, and I really enjoy their products. And look for a video for me soon about talking about some of their products and things like that. But we went to that area to check out the store, and come to find out they have a lot of other small businesses from the state that they're also selling their stuff there. And so I really liked that. So there's pottery, there's wooden bowls, there's the Twisted Willow products, the Poking Dead Things, there's artwork there. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there. And so that's what drew us there to begin with. Well, then when we went to visit, we realized that is it 2 doors down? Because I want to say World of Rocks is the first store. You know, it's World of Rocks, and then I think it's Even Stars Chalice, and then it's Twisted Things. I gotta make sure I'm saying them right. So World of Rocks is an amazing store that, as you can guess, they sell rocks, and lots of them. It's a great store. I think I've shared some pictures on my Instagram being in the store. I mean, they've got all kinds of things. They've got everything from, quartz to amethyst to the really rare stuff. And there's raw things there, there's tumbled, there's skulls, there's points. I mean, there's just a lot of different rocks that they sell. And so we really enjoy that place. And I'm thinking about doing a blog post so I can share some more pictures. So let me know if you want to see some more pictures of this place. They actually have an Instagram, and so I will link their Instagram in the description box below, because they're just really cool people. It's a young couple that own it. They're very knowledgeable, great prices, and things like that. So World of Rocks. Then Even Stars Chalice is kind of, it's a mix. It's an interesting business because it's a mix. It's definitely a new age store. It's definitely got things like oracle decks and tarot decks. And of course, that's where I found the crystal grids. They have a lot of statuary there, which for me, that is, because statuary is hard to find as a pagan, I tend to gauge my impression of the store based on whether they have statuary or not, because you can find rocks in places that aren't necessarily a new age store, because like the World of Rocks is next door and they have rocks, okay, but that's not statuary, that's not specific witchy stuff. There are books there. There's some beautiful jewelry, again, by local artisans, so that's really cool. There's also a salon area, and so I'm not really sure how all of that comes into play, but I just like to go in there and shop. Some beautiful wands, and the owner, she's a wonderful soul, and so they've been there for about a year. She said when we were there, they were coming up on their year anniversary. So if you get a chance to get down, definitely check out Even Stars Chalice. I have to think to make sure I say that correctly each time. And then of course there's Twisted Things, and I already kind of told you about that business. And so it's a great day trip to kind of go down there and visit, each place. It's a downtown area, so there's other places, and the more we go there, the more we might, broaden out and see what other things are available in the area. But yeah, I thought that I would share those little 3 store finds that I came across in Ipsy, as well as the crystal grids. So if you enjoyed this video and like me sharing with you stores or products, then let me know and I will continue to do more videos about those types of things. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. We like to have you coming back here to the channel and checking out what we're doing. And comment below, have you been to any of these stores? Or do you live in Ipsy? Have you been to it's Ypsilanti. It's not, we call it Ipsy for short. But I'd like to know, or do you have you come across these felt crystal grids and have you worked with them and what do you think? I would be interested to hear about that. And let's see what else. Heart of the Witch's Path has a Facebook page now. So there's a link in the description box below, so make sure you go check that out and like the page. Lots of people have been telling me, Helen, you need to do a Facebook page for the channel. You need to do a Facebook page. So I finally did it and it's now live. And so I try to share things there like new blog posts and new videos here on the channel, among other things. So we'll see what else we can get cooking there. If you have ideas, let me know. Big shout out to Lisa. And I always refer to her as Lisa from Canada, but she technically lives in Toronto, I believe. Shout out to you, girlfriend, because the Facebook page, you were like the last link in, you know, the chain that made that happen. So thanks for that. Super appreciative of that. And yeah, okay, so that's it. I'm gonna stop talking now. Thanks for walking the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.